I don't mind being gone on adventures for a while. No, no.
Hey everyone, so I know I look like comfy right now, which I am. But today, exactly 8 years ago today, October 9th, 2014, I created my YouTube channel. And I would say within like the past year, 2 years, I've gotten so many questions of how do you start a YouTube channel? What do you do? What do you do when you don't want to make content? You know, all that stuff. Like, what do you use to make your YouTube channel? You know, all that stuff. So I was planning to have coffee, but then I forgot my mom had to go serve with the church this morning as a Eucharistic minister. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just show up in my sweatshirt with my Gatorade. And because I always tell people, just start, just talk, you know? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I put a question on my YouTube community tab as well as my Instagram story. And I got 4 of the most perfect questions I think that I wanted to answer for this, / the ones that I get the most. But it just so happens that 4 people asked them, and so I was like, you know what, this is a sign, we're gonna do this. So let's just get into it, and I'm gonna read off my phone, because I'm currently filming on my iPad, so if that's why the quality looks different, that's why, but it's not really about the camera, it's about the content. So I'm gonna keep everybody's responses anonymous, or everybody's names anonymous, because I don't know if they want to be mentioned, but we're just going to get into it. So one of my friends says, I want to start a YouTube channel. What do you recommend for getting started? Well, so you noticed that I said 8 years ago that I started my channel. That is the day I created my channel. But I did not have the courage to post my first video until December 21st of 2014. So it's too early right now for me to do that math. But what is that? Over a month that I didn't put out any videos. But what I did do is I just sat there and I was like, what videos do I like watching? You know, what kind of things do I gravitate towards? You know, what kind of videos would I wanted to have had to help me through this certain topic, or, you know, this advice or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I started my channel when I was 17. It was my senior year of high school. I was graduating that June. And for those of you who don't know, I have cerebral palsy as well as, you know, anxiety and a bunch of other stuff. So for me, I had an IEP my whole life from age 3 years old to 12th grade. You know, whatever. And for me, like, I'm in the middle where, yes, I need physical help as well as I have, you know, learning disabilities. Math is not my thing, you know, stuff like that. So I needed help, but I also was, quote, normal, but I hate to use that word, but it's, for lack of a better word, I was like the average teenager, and I was like, you know what, I want to try to go to college, but at the time I didn't see any people who were walking that same path as me, right? Or, you know, I didn't really see anybody who was going through that same transition at a time, you know? So I just decided to document everything, or almost everything. But getting back to the question, as far as getting started, honestly, you have a phone in your hand. This is the best to get started. And honestly, how many times can I say honestly in this video? I'm sorry. But I was like, oh, let me use my phone. And then I got into the whole trap of, oh, I need the Canon G7X because that's what every vlogger has, and it pops up and it has a screen. Let me tell you, I used that for about 2 years and it was great. I loved it. But the autofocus was horrible. And you know what? My computer died because I had gotten it in high school, but you know, they only last for so long. Even if it is an Apple, it only lasts for so long. So it died, and you know what? I was like, I don't even have any way to put the memory card in there to edit and whatever, so I just went back to using my phone. And you know what? Sometimes I do take out the Canon to take pictures and stuff, but other than that, no, I just use my phone. And you know, everybody's probably cringing at me right now because, you know, photographers say, oh, you know, the phone's great, but like, you know, a camera can never do that. But I'm paying a lot of money for this phone anyway, so why not, you know? But no, seriously, just sit down with your phone and just start talking. What I always say to people is you never know who is looking for your exact journey at the time that you're going through it. Whether they find the video, you know, 6 months from now, or 2 days from now, or a year from now, or 8 years from now, or 5 years from now, those feelings are still valid, they're there, and you never know who you're gonna help. But as far as like equipment, if we want to get to that, the only thing that I would say is invest in a good thumbnail app. So like, I use the app PixArt. It's not sponsored in any way, but I use that app, and I used the free version of the app for a long time. But then I started to realize, hey, I'm getting better at editing, or I want to try this, or I want to do that. So I upgraded to the paid version. And because I can't be bothered, I did the yearly option, and it came out to be about $60 for the entire year, which in the grand scheme of things, I'm uploading every single day. You don't have to upload every single day. That's just what I choose to do. But if you put out 2 to 3 videos a week, it pays for itself, in my opinion. And I don't only use it for YouTube. I use it for Instagram. I use it for people's birthdays. It's an editing app for photos and videos and pictures and blah blah blah. But I use it mainly for thumbnails. And then the other thing, this is probably the most important thing ever, is invest in a copyright-free music site. Now, I know people say, oh, you just go on YouTube, you type in copyright-free music, there's a bunch of channels that pop up. That may be true for a moment, but it comes a time where they're like, oh, I own this song, so I'm gonna take it back, or oh, I'm gonna, you know, or I get famous or whatever, and I want my song back. So what they either do is they mute the song and you get a copyright claim, or you can't use that anymore because they block the video, and or they block the sound from being in your video. Or when you finally get the chance to monetize your content, they say, oh, this is my song, so I'm going to take half of your revenue. Which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the revenue doesn't matter, but still, I mean, you worked hard to film, edit, and upload that video, so you want people to see it, you know? And again, you want to help people. So what I use 2 websites that I pay for, again, on a yearly basis because I just can't be bothered to remember. I use Epidemic Sound, which if you do a lot of research in regards to starting a YouTube channel, you'll see that one pop up. But then just recently I also started using another site because I feel like you can never have too much music, and you can never, like let's say you're driving in the car with your friend and you're getting like a cool B-roll shot of the snow or of the leaves or whatever, and you got music in the background playing. You can't use that clip just the way it is because the music on the radio or Spotify or whatever will get blocked from YouTube, but you could still use that clip if you put music over it or a voiceover or whatever. But hey, work smarter, and I'll tell you, there's videos that I have on my channel that are copyrighted from music, and I'm like, no. I'm looking back at it now and I'm like, why did you do that? But again, you don't know something until it happens, or you figure it out after a while. That's the other thing. This is a lot of trial and error, a lot of trial and error. But yeah, so to wrap that whole spiel up and get on to the next question, just use your phone and start talking. But I would also recommend getting the thumbnail app and music. But if I had to choose, I would pick the music over the thumbnail because you can edit your pictures on Instagram now. You can do all sorts of things. There's a lot of different editing things out there. So I would say the music. Okay, next question is, do you monetize your YouTube channel? I do. I'm very lucky and I'm very thankful and I'm very blessed to be able to monetize my YouTube channel. So either the ad that you see in the beginning of this video, or to the corner of this video, or on the bottom of this video, I get paid for those ads, and I'm very thankful. To be able to literally create content or just be a gal with a camera and be able to talk about my life and get paid for it is like beyond my wildest dreams, and I never will take that for granted ever because I know that social media is way unpredictable and it could go away tomorrow. So yeah, I'm super thankful. But yeah, I get paid through YouTube ads and that ultimately goes into my Google AdSense account, and then it is paid through Google owns YouTube. And I got monetized on March 30th, 2000. Wait, what is the day? I have it written down, but I can't remember the year. Time is like slipping away from me. Let me see, because I have it like in my notes. Starred. So I got monetized March 30th, 2022. So it's been a little bit, and I'm super thankful. And I've already received one paycheck. I received that in July, and I'm working towards my next one currently. So my friend Brittany wrote, "Emily is great at YouTube videos." Well, thank you. I try to. And the last one that I'm going to answer, because I got 4, but I think that these 4 are the most important. Or, they're the ones that I would have wanted to answer anyways. And this person says, "What do you do when you don't know what content to make?" I'll be honest with you, this happens to me more than you would think because I post every day. I think I have taken a few breaks here and there, but I think the longest I've literally gone without posting straight is about 2 weeks in 2019 when I was sick in the hospital unexpectedly, and I just needed a break. I needed, I needed a minute to get my health in order. But honestly, what I do is I have a lot of friends who are content creators as well, or just people with cameras, whatever. I use the word interchangeably. And so I go to them and I'm like, hey, what are you doing for content today or this week or this month? And sometimes even just like bouncing ideas back and forth off each other is really, really good. And then what I do is I do the cliche, like, oh, what kind of videos do you want to see from me, or what topics can I talk about? And then honestly, most of the time, it's what I'm feeling in that moment, or since I've made so many videos, I've made like, hold on, I wrote the exact number in my phone as of today, so not including this video, but not including this video I'm filming, but as of today, right now, I have made 1,983 videos. So, I think that there's videos that can be remade, like for instance, like I have a bunch of videos about college, but after I found out that I tried college and college wasn't for me, I made a bunch of videos of why college isn't for me, because it's not for everyone, and especially with a disability tacked on top of it, it's definitely not for everyone. So I made a bunch of videos about that. I've made videos when I've gotten my wheelchairs and stuff, and just different things like that. But you know what? Like, there's no pressure. I know people say, oh, like, how do you grow your following? How do you get into the algorithm? How do you do this? How do you do that? Honestly, at the end of the day, and I'm going to end this off here because this is my biggest piece of advice. If you make the content that, number one, you enjoy, or you yourself want to put out in the world, like you have a message that you want to put out, and you have a topic that you want to talk about, or you have a story that you think people need to hear, or you just want to vent to the internet, and people will come and find that video. If you do what is true to yourself and what is true to you, and be real about it, then the people will come, the money will come, the comments will come saying, hey, this helped me, or hey, thank you for this, or blah blah blah. It doesn't happen overnight, but I mean, you know what, for some people it does, and I'm just like, wow, I've been here 8 years, but I would not change a single thing, because it's made me appreciate hard work. It's made me not give up. It's made me not quit when things got tough, like I normally do sometimes. I've not I've not had that pattern in a while, but I used to quit things all the time when they were hard. Oh, this is too hard. Oh, this isn't working. Oh, I'm not seeing success with this. But not this. This is my passion project, and I'm gonna see it through till I can't anymore. So with that being said, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, whether you found my channel 8 years ago, or whether you found it last year, whether you found it 2 minutes ago. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because none of this would be possible without you. I, as a YouTube consumer as well as creator, I know how much time I spend watching other people, whether it's in the background while I'm cleaning or doing something or working just scrolling my recommended page, I know what time that is, and that's like time that you could be doing something else. And I'm so thankful that people choose to spend it with me, because that's just mind blowing to me. So thank you